Sir, good morning. Welcome back to the channel. I hope you are having a fantastic day. So a good friend of mine was telling me, he's like, yo man, he's like, you're not the only one that has problems in their life. And I got to thinking, I'm like, you know what? He's absolutely right. Mr. Booker, your comment made a whole lot of sense. And you shine some light on the subject. So I can't thank you enough, my brother. Hope to see you soon with the Samurai. Get some work done together. I feel great. Did some odd jobs this weekend. Got a couple grand in the bank. And I feel a lot better. It's sad to say that money makes people feel a lot better because of stress and not having money in the account, but man, it's needed. Anyway, that is not why you're here. You're not here to talk about money. I am not a financial advisor. I cannot tell you how to make lots of money because I'm not making lots of money. That's for damn sure. But anyway, what we're going to do today is we're going to work on the Samurai for a bit. We're going to work on the Bel Air for a bit. We're going to cut the grass later. I got to do some work on the lawnmower. I got to sharpen the blades. And we're just going to have a great day. And we're going to plug along like shit used to be. Stop taking stuff so seriously. Anyway, let me get started. All right, guys, let me show you what we're working on today. So originally I thought to myself, I'm just going to use some Heims ends, put a spacer in here, and bolt straight through like so to the Heims end. So this would have created our steering linkage and it would have solved the problem for me. So I got to thinking, there's got to be a better way that I can do this. And I had an idea. Seems pretty easy, pretty straightforward. It's not rocket science. Just identifying a couple of crucial parts of the steering link, and we'll get it done. So, let's get started. Well, somehow, like a dumbo, I put my phone in time-lapse mode. Basically, what I'm talking about here is this steering arm sits at 25 degrees. So, I marked out where and how much material that I'm going to need to create a new steering arm, which is what I'm doing right here. Once I've got my measurements, I traced up a pattern with some templates and then created myself a steering arm. I needed to add an additional 2 3/8 of an inch because of the amount that we flipped the ball joint. Hence the reason why we're creating a new steering arm. So I don't have a die set up to bend any kind of metal for my press. So I took this 3/8 angle. I set it at 45 degrees. Now what I'm going to do is set this to 0, which is right there. Pretty coincidental. I'm going to head and weld this up, and I'll show you what this is going to do in just a second. All right, so while this hot piece of metal cools, what I'm going to do is set this to the side. I'm going to grind up the other bracket that I've cut and make them parallel to one another. So I had a comment. A friend had said, hey, how do you get your bars so perfect to one another? And I'm going to show you right now. First, I size them up. I lock them into the vise, like so. I'll take a welder, put a tack. There. And there, like so. And now, I can grind these together. I can drill them out together, and they'll be identical to one another. So, here we go. All right, here goes nothing. I marked the arm where I want it bent to 25 degrees. That piece is gonna go flying out of there. I don't know if I want to go anymore. I don't think so. Table is basically at 0. And we need this to be at 25 degrees. How about that? We're at 27, almost 28. Gotta bend it back a little bit. Very cool. Very cool. What I've done is I put a bend inside of here. So now they're basically parallel to one another. And once I weld this plug on here like so, right here, and ream this out, there will be our steering. I'm actually impressed. How about them apples? A little bit of thinking. Couple little tools that I had around the shop. Man, I'm gonna get this thing welded on. See how this comes out. So we beveled the edge right here because we're gonna be stacking the two of these together. We're gonna weld that part and we're gonna fill that part in, that void. Oh. Killed half the day making these damn things. And you might say to yourself, why didn't he just go and buy Heims joints? Of course, that would have been the right thing to do. Would have been to go and spend, I don't know, 150 bucks or something on Heims joints. But I have to pick and choose my battles. I knew I could make these. And I know I'm gonna need money later on down the road to get bushings or something for the car, and I'm gonna have to say to the customer, look, I'm gonna need some more money from you because I have to get this. So I'll make what I could make and I'll buy what I have to buy. And I think it's a smart thing to do. I don't know, you may disagree. But like I said in an earlier video too, building the car the way I'm building the car is training me mentally to get out of the habit of just, okay, I'm just gonna put it on my credit card, I'm gonna buy what I need, and I'm gonna get myself in the trouble like I'm in right now. You know, so if I would have done that with the Samurai or some of the other trucks that I've built, I would not be in this position. Just my 2 cents. I could be wrong. I think I'm right. Maybe I'm not. Who knows? Anyway, just got done eating breakfast. I'm waiting on the unibit, the taper bit, whatever you want to call it, to drill this out for the outer tie rod. But I've got one more thing I've got to do. I've got to cut a piece of plate to reinforce the bottom side of this onto the spindle. This is how it's going to bolt on, like this, just in case if it wanted to bend it or some sort, which we don't want to happen. This is strong right here. This is your weak spot because of your bolts and the way it bolts on to the spindle, which I'll show you later. So, anyway, let me get back to work. Took some 1.5 inch, quarter-inch flat stock. I'm gonna rest this on here like so. I'm gonna tack this up like this. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna weld the front side, the back side, and then I'll take the plasma cutter and I'll just cut this off, clean it up, and we'll be done. Here we go. I think that looks good. I think I burned enough heat into it. So I'm gonna let this cool off. Plasma cut, grind it up, and this passenger side should be good as gold. Been scrolling through YouTube. I discovered 2 really cool channels that I would like to share with you guys. I'm going to leave links in the description. The first channel is Rat Rods for Africa. This guy builds some really cool stuff. He's probably in his 50s, late 50s, maybe, you know, a little older, I don't know. Everything this man builds, he builds from scratch because he lives in Africa, and shipping costs and duty taxes and all that nonsense. By the time you order a basic 4-link kit, you know, you're spending probably upwards of $1,000, where we would spend, you know, $400 for a beefy 4-link kit. So this guy builds everything from scratch, and I mean just everything down to the smallest, coolest little things. Give him check his channel out. Tell him that Magic Man sent you, and just, you know, paying it forward. Second channel I want to share with you guys is called Boogie Chassis. He's from Sunset Cruisers. His name is Aaron. You know, works out of his garage too. He does a lot of audio, really cool audio stuff. He does a lot of cool, mini truck stuff. He's been big in the mini truck for probably, 25 years, 30 years. And he's on his way to becoming monetized with YouTube. He has the subscribers. He's just is missing the hours, like I was missing the hours over the winter time. Check these 2 channels out if you wouldn't mind. Yeah, just pay it forward. If you have a channel that you'd like to mention, put a comment down below. I'd be more than happy to talk about your channel on my video. So, my GoPro is giving me a little bit of a hard time. Hopefully this is working now. So the sooner I get this car done, the sooner it gets back to the customer, and the sooner I can start working on the Samurai. So while I'm waiting on the frame rails, I've got some work that I can do. So I went ahead and marked 4 inches on here, 12.5 on here, transferred the line down both sides. I'm going to take a 3-inch hole saw, drill through that, and we're going to use this 3-inch pipe to feed through the stiffeners so the customer has exhaust locations to go through. Basically, the muffler can go inside here, Flowmaster, glass pack, whatever you're going to use. Can fit inside here, a couple little brackets they can do. And then you have your inlet and your outlet. So, I don't want to use this location because I'm going to mount the trailing arms for the rear once I get to that point. So let's get started. So we're going to take our square, we're going to hold it along the side here, we're going to transfer the line. My marker has seen better days, but that's okay, because it will still mark. It just means it's time to order some new ones. Okay, we got a line there. Got one more line to do over here. Dust. I go through these like nobody's business. And now the tricky part. Now, how are you going to do that? I'm going to show you right now. We're going to play a game called Connect the Dots. We know our seam is in the center. We're going to mark our lines, creating an intersection here and here. Beautiful. Now we're going to drill. Beautiful. Okay, sir. Now, luckily I have a 3-inch hole saw. We're going to use our oversized bit. Yeah, that's definitely not going to work. I'm going to need to go to the hardware store and get a new hole saw. It's all good. I got to get a couple little things anyway, so no big deal. Just can't do that at the moment. All right, gentlemen, ladies, went to the hardware store, got a couple of things, got a new hole saw. My taper bit came from Amazon, and I wanted to test it out real quick. Pretty nice, man. I'm going to leave a link in the description. I'll show you what I got, and I think you're going to be impressed. All right, so this kit came with 4 bits. Obviously, I'm using one right now. It was $129 on Amazon. You got a variety of sizes of taper bits. And let me show you what I have done. So currently, I've got a 3164 drill bit inside here. This measures to be the smallest side right here. This is your taper side. So I reamed straight through on the new steering arm. Then I installed the taper bit. Pardon me. Installed the taper bit. Made some marks on the drill bit. And within like 2 minutes, we got it reamed out. So we're going to bolt it up and take a peek how it came out. On these spindles, you can see that there's a bump out on this casting. That causes this knot to lay flat with the steering arm. So I had to install a 3/8 spacer on here like so. We're using grade 8 hardware, especially for steering. I don't fool around with stuff like that. So now you can see why I welded on this 1/4-inch plate for additional strength underneath the steering arm. Only makes sense. Thank you, Mr. Acosta. This is very important. You can see our steering arm is parallel to our control arm. So, good stuff, man. And again, like I said, pick and choose your battles. Sorry about that. Sometimes you have to sacrifice. You got to make something, or you buy something. Well, I chose to make it, save customer money, because I know there's going to be some little bits that we're going to need to get for the back half of this frame. We're going to take our taper bit, slide you out of the way over here. Nice and easy. Put a little love juice on our taper bit. There we go. There's our mark. We didn't wear through our mark. Actually, a little more. That's it. Done. Beautiful. All right, here goes nothing. More. Wow. Wow, that looks awesome. So, contemplating on how I want to handle this situation, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some tacks on it, take my plasma cutter, cut the excess off, and then gingerly fill it in. Because when I grind it down with the flap disc, I want it to look as if it was molded, you know, that way. So I did this side. I know I can do it better and have it come out cleaner. A little bit of a pain in the ass. I can grind a lot of these little spots down. But I missed this spot right here. I know I can do better on this side, so we're going to try something different. So I'm going to sit the pipe inside of here. I want to tack it up good on this side. I'm going to take a Sawzall and I want to cut it flat, because essentially what I'm trying to do is have the pipe flat inside of here and then weld it just around the edge like so, and then grind it smooth and have it look like this, but with the sleeve going through it. I mean, at the end of the day, it's total preference. You're never going to see it underneath the car, but I know that I can do it nicer and cleaner, so we're going to try it. So it never goes as planned. Of course, you have this vision. Hey, I'm going to lay the Sawzall on here and I'm going to make a cut. I'm going to cut it clean. Well, it didn't work. Well, it worked, obviously, but not to how much I wanted. So we're going to grind it up. So now I can put a couple more tacks here and grind this tack out on the back side. Over here that I put in, that's one of them broke. And I'll try the same. And we'll go from there. Now that's the look I was after. Now what I'm going to do is put a round stone and grind the edge inside of here, and it'll look good. It'll be 100%. I get this side cut off first. Now that is what I'm talking about. That is exactly what I'm talking about. So we're gonna grind all this shit down, get it flush to here, re-weld it, re-grind it, hollow out the inside like I did over here with my round stone. You know, I gave myself more work, but it was a practice piece. So one side is done. We got 3 more to go. We'll catch you all later. All right, I just want you all to see I'm still working on the shitty end. I ground it down complete. Now I'm gonna tack the corners, and then I'll hit it with the large flap disc and blend it all in. I also welded the seam up. I got to finish grinding it up. This is the round stone that I was talking about. This is what I used to clean the inside of this with. Awesome, 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 awesome. I'll leave a link in the description where you can buy it on Amazon. Fantastic to have, and it just screws right into your grinder, your angle grinder. Fantastic. All right, let me get back to this, and look at all this. We'll go from there. All right, that's the other side. I'm happy with that. I am not making love to this. I just don't have the time. That looks good. We're gonna finish this side and call it good with this piece. Boom. Yeah, man, that just happened. That is absolutely beautiful. So now their exhaust can come in right to the manifold. Little catalytic converter. Come through here through a Flowmaster. Come out, up and over the axle, out the back. No, I'm just playing around, but yeah, that looks great. That looks really good. Really, really, really good. Now we gotta do that side. I gotta finish grinding the seam down. Remember, I cut 12 inches out of these. So, all right, keep on keeping on. And ladies and gentlemen, we have exhaust cutouts. Very happy with how they come out. Simple, basic, clean. I've got a Spintech here just to give you an idea. Obviously not there, but got your inlet and your outlet. Come right over the axle. Simple, clean. That's how we do. Man, ladies and gentlemen, I am exhausted. I'm super itchy. Got lots of metal shavings all over me. Cannot wait to get in the shower. So, that's going to end it for this video. I think the frame is coming out really nice. I think the customer's going to be happy. Doing a great job. Hope you guys are enjoying the build. So, without you, these videos are not possible. That is true and accurate information. I'm going to pull the ripcord. Shower time till tomorrow. Hopefully, the next couple of days, these frame rails will be in, so we can really start putting this chassis together. If not, no big deal. Still got a lot of things I could do. So, sir, have a wonderful day. We'll see you on the next one. Take care. Catch you later, alligator.